Hello and welcome back to Compiler Programming. After a few episodes of pretty hardcore stuff, I thought I'd do something nice and fun. And the idea that I have is to make it not necessary to have semicolons at the end of the statements. So if we look at fixtures, for example, I don't know, let's get our biggest example of FizzBuzz. There are a lot of semicolons, and while I'm okay with them in general, I don't really like that we have to put them into this while and if statements. And of course, we can try to solve it some other way, like you do in regular parsing, where you just say that, okay, if you start with an if, then it's a special kind of statement and you don't need semicolons and so on and so forth. But I don't think that's very nice. Another way you could handle it is you can like design your grammar in a very careful way to avoid semicolons everywhere. And a few languages do that, but again, that means that extending it will not be very easy or comfortable. So the idea I have in mind is like some other languages do. I think Go in particular more or less does that, where the idea basically is that if it encounters an end of line, it just assumes that is a semicolon. Now the caveat of that is that we only want to do that within the curly braces. And if we are outside of the curly brace, so like let's say that I had something like this going on, right? So this should be a perfectly valid statement, and here there should, like, these end of line should not be interpreted, so it's a semicolon, right? So there should not be like a fake one here. So the idea is that inside of round braces or any other kind of braces, there shouldn't be one. And in some parsing setups, this is a bit tricky to achieve, but with ours, actually, it should not be that difficult, because since all the braces are like everything inside the brace is considered a single token, we will hopefully not have this problem. Okay, so let's start with something first. And we definitely need, I need source.h because I will need to add another token type. And that token type will be token type new line. Okay, how will that work? Let's look at our tokenizer. So this is all the operator stuff. I think we use is whitespace somewhere. Okay, so here is the check for Windows line endings and regular line endings. Okay, that makes sense. And somewhere over here we have whitespace handling, I guess. Tokenizer state. Yeah, okay. So we have this if is space continue, and that will eat that one. So now we'll do something different, and we will say that if ch is /n, then we will do something different. So here I guess we need to do else if, and else if should not really change anything. Okay, I already forgot how we are doing all of this stuff. So we have start token, and then okay, so it's definitely start token of new line, right? But where is the end of it? So we are switching on the state. Uh-huh. Okay, so if it is a new line and we were in the default state, and yeah, we start talking, and I guess we have to change state to be. Do I want to change state? No, not really. Um, what does start token actually do? Current token is temp allocate, blah blah blah. So it just pushes the token, and who updates its size? So source bytes. I haven't looked at this code in like a few months, so I already really don't remember how it works. Okay. Okay, so this is where it does this stuff. Okay. So we push it with length 1. Okay, that's fine. Actually, length 1 will be a problem in case of Windows, so that's something for me to handle. But I think it is perfectly fine to just leave it at that. So let's see. We obviously will have a bunch of errors if I try to run the test. At least I think we will. But first of all, it doesn't even build. And it doesn't build because we need to handle all of it in here. Okay, so let's start on that. Token force value. Well, if we get a new line, then we definitely are in trouble. So token type, new line, we should never be trying to force it. That means that we can just give an error. So like this. Yeah. Unexpected new line. Or I don't know. Yeah, new line. That's fine. And I don't really need to append the token source because token source is always the same. Okay. I think there is actually an easier way to add a single line error, and that is program error builder. I think it's push error from slice. Yes. So this is slightly easier for me to tackle, although it's not particularly shorter, but it's fine. Okay. Expected new line. Character or token. Good. Let's continue. Token type. Yeah, okay. And here we also should not get it. What is this one? Force type. Well, yeah, we should never be trying to force the type of this token type. New line. Put from push, error from slice. Yep, that's exactly the same thing. And return 0. Okay. Actually, yeah, okay, that's fine. So this one is now handled. Next one is in clone token array deep. Well, yeah, here we just clone it, I guess. So that's fine. And apply macro replacement. Yeah, here it's the same. We don't really need to do anything about that. I guess. Okay, now it builds, but as I said, it should error in multiple places, complaining now about these new lines that we added, but we don't know what to do about. And it looks like the only test that really is having trouble with that is the fizzbuzz, because probably all other tests. It's actually very interesting why this is the only one that even triggers it. Slightly suspicious, but let's maybe add some more tests and see how it goes. Should be able to turn new lines into tokens. So how would this go? I guess we would have something like, let's start with a new line here. Then we would say foo. And well, let's do actually a comment, because I know by comment we already check here that it's 1. Do we actually check that we only got 1 child? Actually, we have 0 children. We're just keeping the comments. Okay, now that's okay. So let's just do this simple test for 1 child. So we have module, and we get 1 child here, and we need to check the type. The type should be new line, and the source should be /n. It's not enum, it is new line. Okay, this goes here, this goes like this. Let's try to run the tests. Okay, so we are correctly getting this token at least there, but now is the tricky part. So there are a couple of things to consider here. First of all, when we do token match expression, so anything besides the block. So inside the block, we want to replace new lines by semicolons. And even if we end up with something like this, this is not going to be terribly efficient right now, but it's also perfectly valid, right? We're just going to have an empty statement. So that's fine. The tricky part only comes when we have block returns. So if we have, I don't think we actually have this example here, but if I look at something like this, where we have implicit return, right? Because the last statement in the block is an implicit return, then we would have actually trouble if it looks like this. So if there is a new line at the end, because suddenly it's not an implicit return anymore. So inside blocks, we have to do additional processing where we actually clear out any new line tokens at the end of the our token list. So let's do that. Token match block, or I don't know, we call it parse block. That sounds good. Okay, so what do we do here? Right now we are I will actually change this, so I will say if not, then return 0. Otherwise, and we don't even need to make the scope in this case because there is nothing to do. Okay, this is just something easier to read, I think. And what do we do? Well, first we clear out, as I said, the trailing new lines. So while or how to write this loop? Okay, let's just write this an infinite loop first, and if we see if there is something better we can use. So I need to say token star last is dynamic array last of children. Then we say if last type is token type new line, then we actually we can probably, since we already checked that there are children here, we can probably turn it into a nice while loop. So while last token is a new line, then we just say dynamic array pop. So that should get rid of all the new lines at the end. And then another thing that we want to do is we want to sort of replace the we don't really need to replace, we just need to split it by either semicolon or new line. It might be actually easier to really to just fake it and split it, I guess. I can write it to do remove this and instead support multiple matches in token split, something like this. But for now, let's just do the easy way, where we would say that token star token is dynamic array gets children I. If token type is token type new line, then we will fake it. So we'll say that token type is token type operator, and token source is slice literal this. Okay, this seems good to me. Laptop type must be, and what is it instead, I wonder? It's slightly awkward. Yep. Well, here then we could do something actually better. So we will not replace the actual token, but we will create a fake one. So we'll say if star token type like this, then I can do token star. It has to be global, or I can make it static. Static token star fake semicolon is token of type is operator, and then source is slice literal. Fields like this, and then I would say that token is so like this is fake semicolon. Initializer is not constant. Okay. Still not constant. Now you're constant. Oops. Okay. So that should take care of the block, but we also need to do it in match expression or something. Yeah. So here, as the very first step, I think even before we rewrite the macros, is we say token clear new lines. And what this will do is rather straightforward. Actually, it should be token rewrite expression. And token rewrite expression, token like this. And then we do match. And then I can say type is token type new line. New line. And I'm just gonna unconditionally remove it from the list. Actually, we can use this one because there is no result here. I guess it's like this. Okay. So let's see what is going to happen when we try to run tests now. We are still failing. Fine. let's figure out where we are failing. These bus, all right, and I can actually do it easier, I think. I can do build mass and then fixtures, these bus. That should print errors very nicely for me. Apparently not. What if I do it like this? And that also hangs, so I broke compiler. Nice to know, but something to fix later. So well then, let's get our debugger in place and start looking at that. Okay, fees bus. We are checking that. I wonder if it, I mean, it's definitely not Prelude that is failing because then all other tests would fail, right? So this should be success, which apparently it isn't. Or maybe it is. Okay, I'm now very confused. Fees bus. Let's rebuild just in case. Okay, run again. Is this the right file? Yeah, just checking. Okay. So what is inside the result? So result is error. So even the prelude doesn't actually work. This is very, very strange because we only had one test failure and it was FizzBuzz. I guess this actually doesn't use prelude because it only has like a while loop. So yeah, it kind of makes sense. And also I'm not checking here that it actually succeeded. Anyhow, what are the errors? Huh. This is very interesting. So it failed, but we don't have any errors. Okay, let's restart and step into and see what's going on. So everything is fine. We step into program parse. And I assume that tokenizer fails because everything else doesn't make much sense. And here, wonder there is a good way to jump to the right place. I mean, it shouldn't be here, right? No. We are never getting to this. Okay, this is very, very confusing. Okay, now we do get it here. So what are errors here? Do we have some? Yes, at least we have an error here, so we can add watch and we'll look at what it says. So it says unexpected end of file. Okay. Well, first of all, let me verify that we haven't broken anything outside of. So the first thing I will do is I will just comment out this stuff and see if all the tests still pass. Okay, naturally this test fails, but everything else seems fine, so it is this matching that causes a problem. I forgot push, I think. Okay, let's try to add push. And see if that improves the situation. Well, it kinda does. Now we are exploding in a completely different place. Token state, unexpected input. Okay, let's see where we are crashing. Struct byte size. That is very interesting. So we are in match expression. Can I do like, no? I need to figure out how to force it. Okay, like this works. Okay, fine. So where are we? We are in P is point, and we have ID, then we would have operator, and then we have ID. Everything seems perfectly fine. Let's get back to actual source code. Okay, for some reason it really cannot figure out how to map it to the source file, which is very, very strange. Okay, let's approach it a little differently. We go into here and again check what happens to the result. So result is still error. Let me remind myself what the prelude actually looks like. Okay, this is the whole thing. Okay, well, I guess we are stepping through the whole tokenizer. What happened here? Can I like rebuild or something? So Visual Studio realizes that there is actually source code in this universe. So we actually have a tokenizer error way before FizzBuzz. Okay, but this is actually fine. Again, stepping into here, everything is good. Parsing the program, and let's get into tokenizer. So we get the root, all good. We start with the first line. Let's look at ch. So it's m, it's going to be a macro. So this is going to take a few tries. So we have c, r, o, Now it's not going to be a macro. So we are in ID and we got an alpha. Actually, we got something else. So we push and we retry. Then we will see a space. We continue. Okay, now we are inside of this stuff. So we change the parent token and we continue. So now it's going to be a while loop. So like while keyword. Okay. So all of this seems fine so far. And then we have condition, we have body. So I guess what we can do is we can break here because we need a curly brace. And where are we? Okay, so we need another one. So now we are on this curly brace over here. And I guess this is where things would go wrong if I understand what's going on at all. Okay, we got /n. We go to here. And current token is curly. Okay. We would get new line, right? So now current token is new line. Everything seems good. And we go here. And we just have a bunch of white space. So I don't know. Everything seems perfectly okay to me. But the error, as far as I understand, happens here, where we have unexpected end of file somehow. So let's just go all the way to here. So what is our parent? Parent is null and root. No, actually, parent is module and root is module. Okay, so this is fine. What do we have as a current token? We don't have one. So that's fine. Do we have errors? We don't have errors either. What about parse result now? Actually, okay, so we actually get an parse result error. Interesting. Okay, so let's do that again, but now we know where to go. So the problem is not inside tokenizer at all. It is inside of here, run to cursor, 11, and token match module is where things at. Run to cursor, let's step. Okay, that's kind of annoying, but we can't stop there. Okay, let's do it this way. This is gonna be good. Damn it, wrong button. 5 F11. it simply refuses to step inside match module. Okay, whatever. We will breakpoint here. But here we are probably in the wrong test. Yeah. Okay, now we are in the right test. So what is going on? We are still trying to parse prelude, right? So we go here. I guess I know what's going on. So we still have some tokens here, right? Tokens, data. Yeah. So I'm just stupid and spent a lot of time on nothing because inside the module we also don't want to treat, like, we already don't require any semicolons in the top level, right? Everything can end as it is because here just the grammar works out, at least for now. So I need to say token rewrite statement, global builder, and token here new lines. Okay, let's try that again. Skip to the fizzbuzz. We run till here. And let's see if now it's better. And it is indeed better. So we have 0 here. Good. So at least the prelude is successfully parsed. That's nice. Let's see if the same can be said about the... Okay, so we still have an issue, but now that issue is happening actually in different module altogether. So fizzbuzz works fine, and it is parse struct that is having trouble. So let's look at that. And it's p point px. Struct byte size. So somehow we managed to get an empty struct. That's very interesting. So it looks like these parsing failed, and I think I know what's going on there. Struct. Match struct field. Rewrite struct definition. So we have ID and we have curly, right? Where are you? Yeah, I struct blah blah, and then it does match struct field. And it doesn't like that it has extra new line, so it's not really happy, I guess. Mm. This is interesting. Let's just break and see what's going on there. Source here. So let's look into here. I thought it was after. We need to match here. Okay. Okay. Fine. Good. So let's see what's going on. We create a descriptor. Everything is fine. We split the definitions. And then we go inside of the first one and let's see what's going on. We don't have an ID, right? So we will get out of this because the first one will have a new line. Yep. But that's fine, right? So let's go inside again. And now what do we have inside state? State tokens, data, items. And watch. For it starts with a new line. So I guess here we want to do the same thing that we did for block, and then everything should be fine, I guess. Parse block. So I want to call it what? I want to say that token rewrite new lines with semicolons. And it will accept the children, basically. I don't think it really needs anything else. So token rewrite new lines with semicolons. And then we have it be void because it cannot really fail. Array value pointer. Children, actually it's not value, it's token. Okay, and now we can use the same thing here. We say body children. It's like this. Okay, let's see if that helps at all. Okay, everything is great. We have our stuff working, and as a one final pass, let's try to remove a few semicolons from FizzPass and see if that still works. And indeed it does. We should still be able to do this. That still works. Cool. Everything is great. Now we have very nice syntax, so we don't need to put semicolons, but if you want to, we can. With that, thank you very much for watching and hopefully see you next time.